Good evening and welcome back to Let's Play Dreamfall, The Longest Journey. When we left off last time, we found out the source of the static. Whitey Corp's dirty little secret. They were experimenting on humans. More than just humans, they were experimenting on a little girl. They overdosed her on Morpheus, the drug that we took to get us into the whole dream net in the first place, right? So they just cranked her full of it to study the different effects. We had a scientist who was trying to play it off like, I think this is so terrible, but what can I do? It would be even worse for her if I stopped, instead of considering alternate options like maybe you go to the press and you blow this thing wide open. And so Faith died. But even though her body died, some part of her didn't. It stayed on. So she is the cause of the static. She's the little girl who's been telling us to save April Ryan, which we saw April die, and you guys are telling me she really is dead, which, man, it's still Nameless Azadi kills her. Ugh. It still feels like she deserved so much more, but again, I'm not entirely sure that I'm upset that she didn't get a more noble, meaningful death, because, I mean, that's just kind of, I don't know, it fits with the story of she was destined for so much, and then it turned out not. She isn't the Guardian, and she was kind of struggling with a sort of feeling lost and a bit bitter after that. In that sense, it's almost a little bit of a fitting death, but that's just really depressing. Anyhow, so I think some part of her is probably still alive as well in this other area, this in-between. So, here we are though. Let's run barefoot across the snow, doesn't seem to bother Zoe none, and meet up with Faith and see why she is so concerned about April Ryan. Also, we still don't know what happened to Sister Dragon yet. So hopefully we're going to get some more insight into that as well. Alright, that's kind of awesome that the house is just opening up like that. And it's going to turn into the dollhouse from Faith's room. Yeah. Oh good, she's there. She's there. I really do appreciate that. A different take on the you find a creepy house and the door mysteriously opens. No, instead this whole thing just busted wide open. Okay, here we go.
Hello? Hi. You must be Faith. I'm Zoe.
I know.
What are you doing?
Playing
I see. What are you playing?
Dolls.
a game.
Really? Can I play too?
Maybe. Okay.
You've been helping me, haven't you, Faith?
The white lady told me to.
Oh.
Wait, the White of the Dryadkin?
What did the white lady say?
She said to talk to you.
Did she tell you that I had to save April Ryan?
Yes.
But we didn't.
What does the white lady look like?
She's all white.
When did you last see her?
She was here just before you.
Yeah?
She was?
Yes.
What did she say?
She said it's all fine. She said you did good.
I did?
She said you saved April.
That's what she said? That I saved April?
Now
Yes.
then.
You know I've been looking for you, don't you?
Yes.
Why me? Why did you talk to me, Faith?
Because you're like me.
Like you... how?
Special.
You dream like me.
You mean, dream things true?
Yes. You're my sister.
I'm... what? Your sister?
Like soul
Yes.
sisters or real
You're
sisters?
my big sister.
You mean because of the way we dream?
No, because we're sisters. For real.
Oh, Dad's got some
Faith,
explaining to do.
This is very important. What makes you think we're sisters?
Who does her dad work for?
I just know. And the white lady says so too. We have the same mother.
We do. Faith, I'm sorry, but that's not possible. My mother died long before you were born.
Apparently not.
No. Our mother isn't dead. And we are sisters.
That's impossible.
I don't know, I don't think you're right, Zoe.
It's true. I know. I'm not lying.
I believe you, Faith, okay? I do believe you. It's just... I thought my mother was dead. Do you remember your mother?
No, I don't know. And I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about something else.
Okay.
Faith, Why are you here?
Because I don't have anywhere else to go.
She's trapped.
You can't stay here. You're hurting the world.
I know, that's what the White Lady said. But I don't know where to go. And
What?
I'm scared, Zoe.
Aw.
I know. I would be too. But sometimes we have to let go. Sometimes we just have to trust that things will be okay.
Will they, though, Zoe?
Sometimes we just have to have faith. You're not supposed to be here anymore. You're supposed to be gone.
I'm supposed to be dead.
No, you're not supposed...
No, she is,
Yes.
Zoe, is what you're saying.
Yes, Faith. You're supposed to be dead.
I know, but I don't want to go. I'll be alone.
Maybe. Maybe not. I can't promise you anything. But I believe there's something better waiting for you. I have faith. And I can promise you that I'll stay here as long as you need me to.
You'll stay with me?
I will. You won't have to be alone anymore.
Okay.
So she said we saved April. And I think, oh, look at that little guy back there that looks almost like a little Waddy toy. So maybe she means we saved April from the sort of bitterness and despair she was feeling. And that we helped her to find some sort of sense of purpose or self before she died. Something along those lines. And I totally believe the kid that we probably do have the same mother. If Zoe's mom's been out of the picture for however long, it sounds to me like her death was probably faked. And they both have this special dream thing going on. Which is kind of cool to have the theme of sisters. Little sisters looking out for big sisters in both cases. Faith and Zoe, Dragon and April. So if the White Lady saw her, does that mean that she's died and she went to this in-between place before moving on to the whatever awaits her after that?
I'm getting sleepy, Zoe.
Or is
It's
she alive
okay,
and well?
sweetie. You can go to sleep.
I'm getting cold, too.
Come here.
Also, it kind of bothers me, this convincing her to just die.
Better?
Yes.
It's better for the world, because the world is in danger if there's another collapse.
Will you stay with me?
Like if computers
long
are
as you need me to,
controlling
Faith.
cars and stuff. We've seen the static
Even
has
when I'm
caused harm.
sleeping?
Even when you're sleeping. I promise.
Okay. Good night, Zoe. Good night, big sister.
Good night, little sister.
But little sister here has been through more than any child should ever have to go through, and it feels really horrible to convince her to just move on.
Goodbye, Faith.
It feels like just erasing this mistake that Waddy caused. Like they can just move on and pretend like Faith never existed. I guess we have to hope that Zoe's going to come through this and that she'll publish Reza's story and get the news out. I mean, we've got to stop Corp, so exposing all of this kind of stuff would help. For Faith to move on is... I mean, if you have the lives of billions pitted against the life of one, then obviously the billions win, right? But everything was so unfair to this child. This guy. Yeah, we need some kind of vengeance against him.
Sam, is that you? Oh, you must help me. There's only darkness. They stole my eyes, my ears. He took the world away from me.
Oh yeah, Angina
There's
should be
nothing.
gone now with Faith gone.
Nothing. Do you hear me? Are you there? I need my senses back. Answer me. Answer me!
Well, what's to stop him from just building another one?
Pets? Papa can't hear you. And he can't talk to you.
Ooh!
Oh, pets. Pets.
They're getting their vengeance. They didn't like you looking through their eyes and controlling them. Well, this lady's still nefarious, but I can't say I feel at all bad about that guy going. And it feels pretty justified at their hands. Yeah, he had that coming.
I'm sorry about this, Zoe. But I can't let you wake up again.
Because all of the mistakes you've made up to this point aren't enough, you have to make more?
Goodbye.
Oh, you scumbag.
You really are a very beautiful girl. So like your father. I never thought I'd see you again. And I wish it didn't have to end like this.
It doesn't have to end like this. You chose this. Turn into some... She would deserve it. If she turns into some kind of, like, faith thing, Helena Chang would deserve it if Zoe did.
Is she asleep?
No, Wonkers, she killed her.
She is.
I'll stay here and watch over her.
You should.
Wonkers, she murdered me.
Maybe when she wakes up, she'll want to play a game with me.
Maybe.
I would like that very much.
But we didn't even get to ask Dad about Faith and how she's our sister and all
So
that
there
kind
it
of stuff.
is. My story. It sounds pretty unbelievable, I know. Parts of it still feel like a dream to me.
Oh my gosh, do you know I'd forgotten that at the very
Did
beginning of the game
happen.
she was in a
All
coma?
of it. I helped send Faith on her way. The static is gone. Things are back to normal. All should be well with the world.
No, but Waddy still can...
Except it's not. At all.
No, it's not. Waddy was
The
never
bad guys
exposed.
got away with it.
Yes.
The dreamer could still be released. If that happens... I'm not sure how long I've been here, or how long I'm going to stay. But there's nothing more I can do now. My story's been told. The future is out of my hands. And in yours. You need to do something. You need to tell my story until the word is out. Until everyone knows what's going on.
Yes, everyone does need to know.
If you don't,
Who's she speaking to, though?
I'm leaving soon.
Us? Not
But I'm not
us.
afraid. If death is the end, I know that our dreams remain behind. So whoever you are, whatever you plan to do, good luck. I'm sure you'll need it. I hope my story has been heard. I feel really stupid if I find out I've been talking to myself this whole...
Rosa,
He's not dead?
thank God.
How is she?
She's fading away.
Careful, Dad. That is not him.
Who is it?
Goodbye.
It's playing this dreamy music like it's the end, but okay. I was gonna say, that had better not be the end. So she is gonna be just like her sister, and now there's gonna be another in-between place, right?
Welcome to the story time, Zoe.
This is where Brian Westhouse was at the
Hello.
beginning.
Am I dead?
I don't know. It doesn't matter here. This is where everything is. Here, you simply are. Alive or dead, you just are. Understand?
Not really, but okay.
No, but please go on.
You're special, Zoe.
I am?
You are. You are a dreamer.
Someone else told me that. Is that good?
It is. and it isn't.
It just is what it is, huh?
Nothing good or bad about it. Like the stars above and the stones below. It simply is.
And Brian Westhouse is a dreamer, and that's how he got here.
So, where are we again?
In the story time. This is where the stories are told. The stories that create the sky and the ground and all that is in between. You see, Zoe, this universe and everything in it is like an endlessly thick book containing countless stories.
That's amazing. Can you tell me one of those stories?
I could, but not now. There's no time. We need to act before it's too late.
Too late for what?
You're here to tell me a story, Zoe.
I am.
You are.
I see. What's happening? Why do we have to act?
Because the undreaming is unchained.
Who unchained it?
I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound good. So where do I begin?
At the beginning, Zoe.
At the beginning? It's going to be a long story.
That's fine.
Okay. My name is Zoe Castillo, and I think I might be dead, but I'm not sure. My father's name is Gabrielle.
So, from the dreaming, where presumably she's dead. Well, no, but Brian Westhouse went through here and he wasn't dead. So this is some kind of area that can impact... It can impact the real world? Or is it just dealing with its own problems and its own threat of collapse?
And finally, today's the day everyone's been waiting
The
for.
Dreamer's going to be
Isn't
released.
that right, Ryan?
That's right, Diane. It's been a closely guarded secret for months. But today, Wati
Oh, no.
finally unveils its hotly anticipated new product, Dreamtime. Fans have been lining up in front of stores for weeks in preparation for what some are calling the single greatest event in recorded history.
Wow. If you didn't have to be here this morning, Ryan, I'm sure you'd be out there lining up with the rest of them.
You betcha, Diane. Wati has yet to reveal what Dreamtime is all about, except that it's destined to change the face of entertainment forever.
Wire rumors have it that Dreamtime will allow people to dream lucid dreams about anything they want. Isn't that something, Ryan?
Modern technology. Oh, you gotta love it. You just gotta love it, Diane.
So they got away with it after all that? And we never busted down. Oh, we never blew up the tower, and I wanted to blow up the tower. Wait, so is the undreaming, lucid dreams are the undreaming? That's the end? That can't be the... There's so many questions that they haven't answered. What's happened with April? Faith told us that we did save April, so where's our clarification? How did we save April? What happened with Kian? He's basically a traitor to his people at this point. What are they going to do to him? How does Lady Elvane tie into this? We met a Kian. We met a Lady Elvane the first time, and then here we met a Kian Elvane. Obviously, there's got to be a connection. So what is it? I mean, are we really supposed to just let it go that, okay, Faith is our sister, but we don't get to talk to our dad and learn any of the details? There's a guy who's not Reza passing himself off as Reza, and we can't warn Dad about it? Most importantly, what's going to happen to Crow? And what happened to Sister Dragon? Who attacked her? Why did it make it seem ominous, like maybe there was something bad going to happen with Brian Westhouse, and like he might have done it? If he'd have done it, why would he do that? What's his motivation? I mean, I think we can piece together that the undreaming is going to be... That makes sense that it would be the dreamer. That it allows... If it allows lucid dreaming, then you're not really just dreaming, right? Okay, so that threatens the dream time, but how does the dream time connect to any other world? And what, the Azadi are just gonna... What's gonna happen with the rebellion? The Azadi just quashed it. They get to have their way in the north. They're gonna stampede everybody else and persecute all the magicals and forcibly convert everyone to their religion? Where is all of our answers? I know that there's another game in the series, Dreamfall Chapters, and only because I know that exists am I somewhat okay with this ending. This ending actually really bothers me. It left a lot open, and I don't know, some of you guys were saying that there was like an 8-year gap between when this came out and when they came out with Dreamfall Chapters, and I feel like I really hope that Dreamfall Chapters actually answers all of the questions. It kind of bothers me if a game ends with all this open-endedness. Because, okay, yeah, it seems like there's definitely more story to tell. I don't feel like they're leaving these things deliberately open, like, this is the end, the story's told, you get to make of it what you will. No, I think it feels like they made this with the intent that there would be more. But I very much dislike when games do that, because you're not always guaranteed that you're going to get that more. I mean, and in this case, they had the 8 years. 8 years people have been waiting for the story to be finished being told. I don't know, that does bother me. I feel like if you're gonna tell a game that's so very story-based, tell the full story. But I don't know, as some people pointed out, this game felt maybe a little rushed in some places. I mean, definitely the bit with Kian, and we didn't really get, for Kian being a playable character, we didn't really play as him very much, just enough to get snippets into what was going on to him, but then we had a fairly major change in his character when he realized that he wanted to turn against the rest of the Azadi, and when he said that he'd had a crisis of faith that we never saw any evidence of. So, I mean, I guess his character arc did feel kind of rushed. We didn't really get to see that fleshed out or anything happen with that. So maybe they didn't have the time to do all of the things they wanted to do and put all of the story in that they wanted to put in, but we got a lot of loose ends. A lot of loose ends. I don't know, at the moment I'm not satisfied with that ending at all. It gave us some pretty cool, we've got some interesting story things going on. Maybe there's some nifty stuff. Like, what about Damien? What even happened to Damien? He had to leave all of a sudden, feels that they're after him, and then he just up and disappears. What about Helena Chang? What's going to happen to her? And why did she feel that she had to kill Zoe? Just to cover her? I bet it was just to cover herself. That crap she says about, haven't I paid enough that if the eye ever sees me, they're going to take me out? No, obviously she hasn't at all. No atonement there. And what about Charlie? I feel really crappy. Can you imagine being Charlie? And you had this friend, and these weird things started going on, like snippets of another world pushing into yours, and your friend says, yep, there is another world, and I'm like this chosen person, and I gotta go sort this out. And then she just disappears, and she's gone. For 10 years. For 10 years, you're left wondering what happened to this really good friend of mine. And then all of a sudden, this random chick shows up, and she's all like, oh, and by the way, April Ryan, you knew April Ryan? Like, she knows about your friend who disappeared, and she talks to you and tells you some things about her. Yeah, I saw her. And so you feel like, maybe I'm finally going to get an answer. Maybe I am finally, after 10 years, going to get some closure about what in the world happened to my friend. And instead, this other girl that you just met up and disappears as well. I mean, if I were him, I'd feel kind of like, I'd almost rather Zoe never even said anything to me at all about April Ryan. I would rather that April Ryan just be a thing of the past. It would be even more frustrating to have this little snippet of information 10 years later just to go through the exact same process of someone disappears and there's a lot of questions with no answers and you never get to know what happened to your friend. I mean, how extremely frustrating. Emma too, she's in the same boat. Charlie's just more personable than Emma, so I don't know, he sticks out to me more. But, I mean, both of them. I mean, that's really rough. That's really rough. I feel really bad. We dug up the past and all these old emotions for them, and for what? And none of this is to say, like, I want to clarify, it's not that I didn't like this game, because I did really like this game. I was really enjoying it, and that's why I'm very upset at the ending that we've got here. Because the story had so much going on. Filmed on location in Stark and Arcadia. No grubbers were harmed in the making of this game. That's very cute. But I did really enjoy this game. I really enjoyed the story. I loved seeing characters that we knew from before, meeting some new characters. We had a lot of really cool things going on here. I kind of liked the way Arcadia felt more serious to me this time. In the first game, I felt like with Arcadia it was kind of like the fun, magical world to go to. Although, really, if you think about it, I mean, like, we had the evil alchemist, we had the Gribbler, you know, we had stuff going on that was a bit nefarious. But here we saw more of, like, the oppression of peoples and stuff, and the racism and segregation. You know, dreaming is unchained, eh? So it was just kind of a neat little difference from last time. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the different environments we got to go to. We got to go globe hopping to all these different cities. So many interesting threads of story going on, and then to just cut it off like this. Oh, and then back to Tibet in 1933. Alright, Brian Westhouse. I mean, he's another... We saw him at the beginning. We see him here. We saw the ominous bit of him in the library with Sister Dragon. It seems like there's a whole lot more going on with Brian Westhouse. But at this point, we don't know it. Wait, is he gonna die here? And it's his spirit or soul or whatever that's moved on as well? Just like Zoe and Faith?
Hello, old friend.
Cortez!
Chavez. What are you doing here?
Time is a circle. It will not end here. You are needed. Take my hand, Brian. The future awaits us.
Okay, so we didn't see a separation of spirit and body, so apparently he's not dead. Scratch that theory. And that's it. Back to this loading screen, which makes more sense now that we saw that part. Like, okay, that's obviously significant. That's how he crossed over. But it's not telling us. We didn't learn what the significance was. Alright. So that was Dreamfall, The Longest Journey. Overall, pretty awesome. Very much enjoyed this story. I'm very irate with the ending. I do not like that ending. Way too much was left unaddressed. I'm gonna leave things open. Dreamfall chapters. If it ties it all up, I'll be okay with it. I will get over all the saltiness I'm feeling right now. But I don't know. It bothers me that it was left open like that. Don't give me an incomplete story. Half-Life 2 did that, and that really irritates me. That it's just left hanging there. This could have been the same, just left hanging, and you never get a resolution. So frustrating. Alright. So, I'm gonna go ahead and wind things down here. As always, please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this. You can head on back to my channel. There's a whole bunch of... Yeah, and we never got to hear anything more with Jama or anything either. Not that she was that important a character, but still. Anyhow, there's a bunch of other games back on my channel. There's more point and clicks if you're into that kind of thing. Longest Journey, if you missed that one, and keep an eye out. Dreamfall chapters will be coming. We gotta see what happens. We gotta see how they tie up all of these loose ends.